Okay, so I thought that I should record a video to show you some diagrams that we can draw to support this essay question that we have done before the holidays. So this question is about whether the business strategy is the best way to survive the threat, and we look at three strategies. Number one, cutting of prices. Number two, product development, which is a non-price strategy. And number three, a cost-cutting strategy, which is what some of us mentioned about process innovation. So in particular, I just want to mention to you how we can draw some diagram to support your explanation for point 2 and 3. All right. So in product development, we mentioned that if we come up with better quality products, we are able to increase the demand as well as the reduce the substitutability. That means you make the product more unique and differentiated from your competitors, and that would reduce the PED for the service, right? And so, if you want to showcase how a product development can help with surviving the threat or maintaining profitability, you can draw a possible diagram as such. Okay, so for example, the basic diagram where your DDAR as well as your MR curve is drawn, you take the equilibrium where MC cuts your MR at this point, and that will give you your equilibrium output. Okay, to get to the equilibrium price, you have to extend up to the demand curve, and that will give you the price. So assuming that currently you are earning a subnormal profit where the AC cost curve is greater than the price, the shaded pink rectangle will be your subnormal profit. So for example, if you are able to innovate your product and make your product better and more differentiated, it is possible that your demand curve can be higher, okay, and maybe more inelastic as compared to your original one. Okay, so if you draw it like that, you assume the cost doesn't change at all. That will give you your new equilibrium output where MC cuts MR. This will give you your new output, and the price is here. This is your new price, P1. And you see that your cost remains the same at this point. You can possibly enjoy a higher profit or even a supernormal profit if you take a look at this particular rectangle. Okay, so this is how you can show a supernormal profit where you do product innovation, okay, or product development, all right, by increasing your demand curve and making it more price inelastic. Now, however, we also need to acknowledge that product development is not cheap. It costs money, right? So it is very likely that in reality, your MC as well as your AC curve will increase. However, as long as the increase in the cost doesn't outweigh the increase in my demand or my revenue, I will still be able to maintain and ensure profits that are earned. Okay, so if you can even showcase a scenario where your AC curve increase and your MC curve increase, but just a small extent. Okay, so it is possible that your AC curve can increase AC1, right? It is also possible that your MC also increases, okay, MC1. So if we take a look at the diagram, we just focus on the black one. Okay, your MR curve is here, your new MC curve is this. Okay, so where they intersect, actually it is somewhere around, uh, let's take a look at orange. Okay, so it's somewhere around this output. Okay, so we note down this is Q2. Okay, and the price is somewhere here. Okay, P2. Okay, naturally you will see a smaller output than if the cost remains unchanged, right? Because now the cost is greater, you will not want to produce as much. And because the cost is greater, your price will also be higher than if the cost remains unchanged. So we naturally see a smaller output and a greater price. Now, however, if you take a look at the profits that you earn, even at a higher cost, you can still earn a supernormal profit at this particular point. So let's just take iBlue. Okay, at this Q2 level, this is my average cost, my new average cost, and this. Okay, so this one will become my new level of supernormal profit. This is where my cost has already increased. Okay, if you see like that. All right. So I just want to impress upon you that in exam, you just need to show this portion where the demand increases and your PED becomes more price inelastic, but you can state in qualitative terms that as long as your revenue outweigh the increase in your cost, you will then be able to maintain your profit. And that's also why bigger airlines like SIA can be the only one doing it, because they have the money and they know that they are able to support and finance product development. Okay?